Today's story is also from Sudha Murthy's book, Grandma's Tales. And this is a story that I really like very much. I told this in one of the sessions in my class. So the kids in my session will be very familiar with this. But I love the story. I wanted to share with you all. Once upon a time, there lived a king who wanted to make sure that his people, subjects, were very happy. Now, in the last couple of days session, I have not been asking you the nice words that you people have learned. So listen, pay attention, listen attentively. And after the story ends, post all the new words, the nice words that you learned today in the chat window. Okay. So what is that we call the people in a kingdom? Subjects. This king wanted to know that his subjects, his countrymen, were all living happily. Now, how will he come to know about that? So he went around his kingdom trying to see if all the people lived happily. But then he could not cover a lot of distance. So he said, make an announcement. Send a word around saying, the king wants you all in the court tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. So, a town crier, that's what we said in one of the earlier stories, right? He goes around the village, market to market, town square to town square, making announcements. Dum, 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 suno, suno, listen everybody, pay attention. The king wants you at the court tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. So, one particular set of villagers went to the king's court. He asked them, I want to know whether you people are living happily in my kingdom, under my rule. One after the other, people came front and started telling, Maharaja, I am a farmer. This year we had plenty of rain and the harvest is really very nice. We are well fed. Thank you, Maharaja. Similarly, another man came up front and said, Maharaja, I'm a fisherman and I caught a lot of fishes, bounty. I'm earning good enough money to keep my family well fed and well taken care of. So, one after the other, people from different occupations came and told that they were getting good food 3 times a day, they lived in good houses, they were very happy, there was no complaint whatsoever. At that juncture, his minister came close to the king's ears and said something in his ears. He whispered, do you think so? Yes, Maharaja, try that. Okay. Now, the minister had given some nice idea to the king. The king wanted to test it. So he made an announcement. Tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, the gates to the royal garden will be thrown open. At the gate, there will be a security who will give you a sack. You can go inside and pick the fruits you like. And tell me after that how your trip was. That was a big thing for the villagers. Wow, they had heard about the king's royal garden, but they had never ever seen it. The plants from different kingdoms and far off countries, flowering plants, trees with wonderful fruits, plums and cherries and mangoes and apples. They've only heard about those plums and cherries, but they had never seen them. They will get to taste them, not just see them. Wow, they were so excited. And the whole of the kingdom did not sleep that night. They were all talking about this only thing. Exactly at 6 o'clock the next day morning, the royal garden's gates were thrown open. There was a huge line and people were standing in line. Each was given a sack. The moment they went inside the garden, their eyes just became too big. Such colorful plants and flowering plants. They had never ever heard the names of those plants. They had never seen such kind of flowers. They were talking among themselves. I heard that the king from such and such country had gifted our Maharaja this plant. I've heard, but I've never seen how this flower looks like. Come on, let's keep moving. We are just stuck at this. This is just nothing. I heard there are some very juicy mangoes and apples inside. So they went. Wow, to their delight, all the trees were full of fruits. Wow, they just rushed and started plucking all the fruits and filling their sacks. And then, with heavy load, they started walking. But then, what did they see? These were fruits they had never seen. This looks like a mango. So one person went closer, plucked it, and saw it was a mango, but not an ordinary mango, a mango of gold, an apple, a cherry of diamonds, of gemstones. Wow, they had never seen them. Immediately, they poured everything that they had in their snack and started plucking these fruits, the jeweled ones, the diamond ones, the golden apples and golden mangoes. Wow. And finally, they just could not stuff their sack anymore. It was completely full and overflowing. They took the sack and they went out the gate. But what? There is a stream of river they have to cross to go to their village. And there are no boats. You have to swim to get to that side of the river. And on that side of the river, hiding behind bushes, was that wise minister and the king. They were waiting to see what these villagers are going to do next. How could they cross the river with such heavy sacks? They will drown. The currents were very, very strong. They didn't know what to do. Suddenly, they saw one man empty his sack. He just dropped his sack there. He jumped into the stream, swam across, and went to that other side. They did not know what to do. They were not willing to drop their sacks full of such diamonds and golds and bejeweled fruits. But they had no other alternative either. When they turned back, the gates were closed, so they can't go behind and enter the garden again. That's it. There was only one way. So now they also, very, very sad and with a very heavy heart, dropped their sacks down and started swimming across the river one after the other. After seeing a few people come across the side, the king and the minister came out from the hiding, and now they asked, "My dear countrymen, tell me, are you all happy?" No. But yesterday when he asked, all of them said they were well fed. All their needs were very well taken care of by the king. But today, they were not. What had changed in one day? And now the king asked this man, who was the first one to drop his sack, he asked him, "My dear young man, what made you drop the sack and swim across?" "Maharaja, I had heard of those flowers and fruits in your garden, but I had never seen them. So today, that was a wonderful opportunity you gave us. Not only me, I could pluck those fruits and carry them to my family. That was a wonderful opportunity. But when I saw that I had to swim across the river, I had no option. With the bag, I would just drown. I won't be able to go and see my family. I won't be back with them alive. So I thought, let me drop the bag. But aren't you disappointed?" "Why should I be disappointed, Maharaja?" The king asked, "What was that in your bag?" "Maharaja, it was those apples and fruits, the cherries and plums." "Not the jeweled ones?" "No, Maharaja." See, he was not greedy. He did not throw them away like the other villagers had done. He said, "Maharaja, these were the juicy apples and mangoes and cherries and plums. We had only heard of them. We had never tasted them. But if I can't cross the river and go alive, how will my family even be able to eat proper food without me? If I'm alive, I can probably earn enough one day to buy them these fruits." So I decided to drop those bags there and swam across the river. Whereas the other villagers had quickly emptied their sacks of those real fruits and had stuffed them with those jeweled fruits. And that is why they were unhappy today. So it was the greed that made them unhappy. As long as their need was met, they were not unhappy. They were all very happy, satisfied, and very, very um, satisfied. What is the other word I'm thinking about? Very fulfilled. But once the greed had kicked in, that turned their happiness to misery. They had become sad. So, who's the happiest of all is the story's name. And it was that first villager who crossed the river was the happiest of all. And that, my dear children, the minister's idea worked out. His idea was to find out the real happy man, the truly happy man, not those who are happy in one situation and not happy in another situation. Did you all like the story? Yes, thank you. So now we will continue with our session. Post all the words that you really liked in the chat window, and then we will go on to discuss about the activity. Okay? I'm ending the recording session now.